We go now to a story that is so scandalous. It has been covered up by the media, the NYPD, the FBI, a few doctors, a couple of judges, and a partridge in a pear tree. Even a fucking partridge in a pear tree wasn't willing to bring this story of murder and corruption to light. What does a partridge have to lose? His pear tree? Huh? There are other pear trees. Partridges, I will drop you like a sack of potatoes and take my business to the 7 swans of swimming. Or the 8 maids of milking. Maids of milking don't give a But yes, no one will get near this story. Only Truth Out has had 2 turtle doves large enough to cover this. It's the story of the kidnapping and murder of whistleblower Sonny Shu. He was in a 10-year legal battle over his 2-story house in Queens, New York, after Centex Home Equity told him they had bought it out from under him from Amy Chang, a woman who doesn't, by the traditional definition, exist. But Judge Golia, ruling over the case, refused to return the home to Sonny Shu even after the thieves of his home were arrested. According to Golia, there is no problem with Centex buying a home from someone who both doesn't own it and doesn't exist. Sonny did not give up, though. He wrote to every authority he could find about Judge Golia, and no one cared, except a couple of NYPD officers who cared so much they kidnapped Sonny Shu, interrogated, and threatened him, telling him not to go to the press or the authorities, and if he did, quote, "You live in a dangerous neighborhood, you know, with gangs, and anything could happen to you." What book of cliche bullshit did they get that out of? Couldn't they have spiced it up a little? Like, hey, I'd hate to see you accidentally get a serious contusion to the medulla oblongata. You know what I'm saying? I'd hate to see an incompetent plumber fit a lead pipe to your cranium by accident because he thought it was the gasket on the gooseneck fitting. Something like that. But Sonny went to the authorities anyway. He went to the authorities anyway. For security, he then made one of those, if anything happens to me, it was this guy videos, which makes me jealous because I've always wanted to be important enough to make one of those videos. Why can't I get there, you know? I just want to be like, if anything happens to me, it was Murphy, the guy who indexes the pole at Privatized Strip Club. It was Murphy. Why can't I get there? Anyway, only a few days after making that video, Sonny Shu died at a hospital from severe head trauma. Unnamed NYPD officers then did a lot of really cool and interesting things. One, they told the medical examiner Shu had fallen accidentally and there was a witness. Yet no witness has ever been produced, and the Queens DA on a phone call said there were no witnesses. 2, they likely told the emergency room doctor to lie and say there was no head trauma when there clearly was. 3, they illegally transferred the body to the morgue and had it cremated. 4, they gave a fraudulent report to the coroner. 5, they then refused to investigate any of this. And despite all of it, without more proof, I guess we just have to let bygones be bygones. I mean, there's no one out there who could tell us what might have happened. Oh, except Sonny Shu.
For the security concern, I make this recording. And if anything wrong goes to me, it should be come from Judge Golia and his people, because before I have been kidnapping by his people, by his and threatened and intimidated by his people, not file a complaint against Judge Golia.
Man, if only we had any idea who could have done this. Look, I'm not saying Judge Golia killed Sonny Shu in the library with a candlestick, all right? I am saying that there has never been an independent investigation into any of this. The judge, the lying NYPD officers, the lying medical examiner, the lying doctor, the non-existent witness, the officers who kidnapped Sonny Shu and quoted lines from The Sopranos rather than coming up with original and the mainstream media won't touch it. Just imagine if Sonny Shu had been a cute white girl. the media would be dry humping this story so furiously, sparks would fly off like it was a DeLorean going back to the future. If Sonny Shu had blonde hair and a pretty sundress, this story would get more coverage than Flight 370 with Kim Kardashian riding on top of it. Instead, you're hearing about it on a yelly comedy show. Go to facebook.com/redacted tonight to sign the petition to get an independent investigation and to watch the rest of Sonny Shu's video.